What's happening, people? It's your boy Big Oaks, and welcome back to the Voice of the Toon. Today we're back in the Premier League talking Brentford. Newcastle United, after a long 2-week break, are back in the Premier League after losing our last away game in the Premier League to Brighton, which was a poor performance, and having the international break to recharge and reset. You know, it's good to be back in the Premier League. Like, I like watching England, I like watching all the other national teams, but you know, there's nothing like the Premier League. So, and what a good way to kick it off again, you know, at home against a team that we know how to beat. So we host Brentford live on TV tomorrow again. This is probably another of our games that's been on TV. I feel like there's been, like, I don't know, after the last 10 games, I think 9 of them has been on TV. If you go back to last season as well. So it's good for us. It's good for fans like me who are unable to make the game, and it's good for the club as well. Obviously, we get more TV revenue. So Brentford, come to us. You know, this is a side that we've beaten many times. You know, we've played them in the Premier League, I think now a couple of times, and we're unbeaten against them. Their last league win against us came in 1948. So, you know, Brentford are a side that we know how to beat, but they're a tough side. You know, don't let the stats fool you. They are a tough side. They are unbeaten so far this season, playing 4 games, drawing 3 and winning 1. And then that win came against, I think, Fulham, 3-0 against Fulham away. And then the first game, Spurs 2-2, and then Palace 1-1, and then the drew last game to Bournemouth. So, yeah, it's a tough game. I think for me, why I say it's a tough game, because there's pressure now in this game. You know, there's people talking in the media about Eddie Howe's future. You know, about our poor run of form, and you know, we can't lose this game. We can't go 4 wins or 4 defeats on a bounce. That will be, for me, a disaster. Even though it's, you know, we've had tough games in this process, but Brentford is a team that we should be beating. You know, we're a Champions League side now. You know, we're better than these sides. These sides we beat last season twice. You know, we got 6 points out of them last season. So for me, it will be like a disaster to lose this game, especially after our run. So, you know, it's a game that we have to now put in a performance, you know, and bounce back. Literally, you know, it's a must-win game for us. You know, and as we go into the season and you go a few games without winning, people are going to start making noise, and that's what's happening now. You know, people are questioning Eddie Howe's future, whether or not he should be the manager long term. So, you know, the boys have to respond, and it's simple as that. Because against Brighton in the last game, for me, was our worst performance under Eddie Howe. Like, I didn't see anything. I didn't see all the things that we do or that we've done to get us in the position where we are, which is Champions League. We didn't do. You know, we were a yard off it against Brighton, and I'm not too sure why, to be fair. And I've watched the game back a few times, and players just are looking like they're getting comfortable. You know, people weren't chasing down the ball, clearing their lines properly, putting blocks in. It was a bit laboured, so hopefully Eddie Howe's got into the boys during this break, and those who came back from their international duties, hopefully he's got into them as well. So, you know, this is a time for us to respond, because people are talking, like I keep saying, people are talking. So, you know, like I said, this is a team that we know how to beat. So it's not like our record against them is poor. Yeah, records are in the past, but you can take some confidence from these records. So 3 wins in the last 3 games against them. Eddie Howe's unbeaten as a Newcastle manager against Brentford. So for me, it's a perfect opportunity for us to bounce back. But Brentford they are a good side. I've watched them quite a bit this season. I've watched them against Spurs, and for me, obviously they're missing Ivan Toney, but you wouldn't feel like they're missing the main man, because the players who are filling in positions, for example, in Bremo is playing up top, and you got Wissa in support of him. These guys they're doing well. You know, they're coming in and they're contributing to the goals. So it's looking like they're not missing Ivan Toney just yet, because they are scoring goals, and they are also hard to beat. Hence why they're undefeated. So they're a good side. This is not going to be an easy game. We just have to go back to our highest level. Go back to the level that we were functioning at last season. Go back to the level that we were functioning against Aston Villa, even some parts of the Liverpool game. Go back to that level, and I'm pretty sure we can get the win. But it's not guaranteed, man. And so, yeah, the boys just have to literally put in a performance that is worth getting the win. Because in this league, right, nothing is ever guaranteed. You can't walk onto the pitch and expect to get the 3 points. And obviously, us being now a Champions League side, teams are going to come to us and pay us respect. So it's about us just understanding that. And obviously, for them, there's less pressure on them. And for us, there's more pressure on us because obviously we're now expected to beat teams and to win games. So obviously that comes with the territory of being a top 4 side. So that's how the game goes. So the boys have to rise to the occasion. Literally rise to the occasion. It's a must-win game now. We can't go and lose 4 games in a row. So there's a stat I've got in front of my screen that says we are in danger of losing 4 consecutive league matches for the first time after a run of 5 defeats in January 2021. So that's 2 years ago. That was during the time Eddie Howe took over. So, we don't want to be going back into that territory of losing so many games on the spin. 3 defeats already. I feel like we lost 3 defeats at January in last season. So obviously I know it's a different season, but it just shows you these games are coming fast and it's getting tough. It's getting competitive. And like I said, we are now a team where we are expected to get the win or to put in a performance. So people are looking at Newcastle now thinking, show us what you got. So this game tomorrow is a good opportunity for us to respond, man, and we need to. So for Eddie Howe's sake, because people have been talking in the media, asking our chairman questions about his future, and our chairman, obviously the club know what Eddie Howe's done for us and how ahead we are in this project. So his future for me is never in doubt. Fans love him, the club love him. We appreciate what he's done, bringing us so far so quickly. So his future is never in doubt for me. Like for me, it's just these stories that people want to get headlines and clicks, but that comes with the game. That comes with being a top side now. When you go a couple of games without a win, people are going to ask questions. And if we lose tomorrow, which I believe is not going to happen, but obviously in football anything's possible. But if that win doesn't come tomorrow, the pressure is going to rise again. It's going to keep coming. So this is the 5th game into like our first 5 difficult fixtures, and so I'll be looking forward to us getting a win, because at home we're pretty good, bar the Liverpool defeat, which is I feel like for me was a weird one, because there were glimpses in that game where we showed why we are where we are, and Aston Villa we blew them away. So if we go into the Brentford game knowing that we're at home, and if the crowd get behind the boys as they always do, get behind the boys, I don't see why we can't get the win. So and he has been talking in a press conference. He just said basically we need to get back to our level, the level that we know that we can perform at. Just get back to level, because obviously a few games now we've been below that. Even the Man City game, yeah, it was 1-0, but we wasn't at our level. But obviously that's because they make it hard for us and hard for other teams. But we know where we are and how aggressive and how we outrun teams. We just got to go back to doing that, and I'm pretty sure we'll get the win. So off the back of the international break, there's been a few injuries. So the team that I'll pick for the game tomorrow, obviously Nick Pope in goal, Trippier who come back from England, start right back, Shaw, Botman's back now. Botman's back fit. I feel like half of the reason why we lost so much to Brighton because Dan Burn was out of his comfort zone. He didn't know whether to go or to stay, and there was that hole in the midfield between the lines where Brighton exploited. So with Botman being back, hopefully we should be a bit more assured in there. So Trippier, Shaw, Botman, and left back again Burn for now, because Matt Targett didn't really do himself any favours. So Burn gets the spot. In the midfield, Bruno had a good game for Brazil. He started in the victory, but he played a bit further forward, which we know this is his position. But obviously at Newcastle he does a different job and a different role. So that's one of the things I mentioned in my previous videos. Like, wow, I'm disappointed we didn't go out to get a number 4, but hey, can't keep moaning about that. So Bruno in the 4 with Joelinton and Longstaff. Tonali, I believe, picked up an injury during the week with Italy, so he's out for the game. So literally back to the midfield that got us success last season. Longstaff, Joelinton and Bruno. And then up top, I'll change it, man. I'll change it all. Literally, I'm going to change it all. Almiron's out. I like to see Harvey Barnes on the right. I understand he likes to play on the left-hand side, but you know he's not had a start yet. So, and there's a reason why I'm putting him out on the right. So I put him out on the right-hand side, get him a start. You know, get him going, get some, get him firing, because we know what he can do. Is a bit more aggressive than Anthony Gordon going forward. So I'll start Harvey Barnes. I believe he's got better end product anyways. But obviously he's usually off the left, but this game I'll put him on the right. And then Isak out on the left. I'm not a fan of that. I've always said I don't like him out on the left. But we need goals. And Isak hasn't scored in 10 games, or in 10 starts. So, yeah, put him on the left because we can do with his quality still. He still adds quality to us on the pitch. So out on the left, Isak. I know he's not the best out there, but we still need him. And then up top in the striker role, number 9 role, our fox in the box, Callum Wilson, man. We saw against Brighton when he came on the impact he had. He scored, and he scored in, I think he said he's scored in his 13 goals in the last 16 games, and he's only started 6 in those 6 games, 6 times in those games. So, he's got the eye for goal, and he's our main goal scorer. So obviously I understand there's competition between him and Isak, but when Isak's not scoring, bring Wilson on. That's the point of having them two. Don't keep one to stay out. Like, change it up quickly. So that's what I'll do. I'll start Callum Wilson, Killerman out wide with Harvey Barnes. So the front three's shaking up, and this is the depth that we have. It's a luxury that we have now to have the ability to change up the team and the quality still be at a decent level. So based on that and based on everything I've said, I do believe we can go out there and get the win. It's not going to be easy, but like I said, we know how to beat Brentford. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win, Newcastle. Callum Wilson to get 2 goals. And we get back to winning ways, and we can slowly use this as a stepping stone, because we got Milan on Tuesday. So we need to win. We need to go into Champions League feeling fresh. So that's why it's important for us to get the win, because we've got a big week ahead, man. The boys playing in the Champions League for the first time. We need to go in there with confidence. So 2-1 win, I'm saying. So let me know in the comments what you think the game's going to be, what you think Eddie Howe's going to do. And thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, to comment again, and to subscribe. It's your boy Big Ogs. I'm out.